Greetings, Inquisitor. I'm pleased that you found this holocron. This details the further journeys of Darth Loquitur as I build my account to try to do well in Grand Arena. For anyone who hasn't seen this series, each week I save up all of my materials and I go through it in a video and I show all the progress from one week to the next, everything I did with the account for characters, mods, different things that I've unlocked in the game. So if you like that kind of thing, stick around, watch more. For those loyal Inquisitors who are already familiar with the series, before we continue, please get that like button, pull out your lightsaber, stab it, slash it, kill it, whatever you got to do. Use some Force Lightning if you can't reach. Get that like button taken care of. The holocron doesn't work correctly if you don't get that. All right, with that said, let's jump on over and see what kind of stuff we got going on in the account for the week. So first of all, I want to get this Tier 4 Materials Challenge unlocked. This allows you to get Ship Materials Omega, and we don't get those with the Tier 3 Challenge, and we definitely want to upgrade ourselves to the Tier 4. We need 6 6-star ships. I'm able to get my 6th star now on Ahsoka, and I've been buying shards for Plo's ship out of the fleet store. And just over time, I've been getting more and more of his shards, and I've got enough to take him to 6 stars, and that can be my 6th 6-star ship. So we're going to go ahead and unlock him, put him up to 6 stars, build up his skills, put him at level 85, and make that another ship for our fleet. We could have just left him at level 1 with no skills or whatever in terms of doing the challenge. But in this case, we really do want Plo as a ship, and we want his ship in good shape with lots of skills on it, because it's a good ship. It's one of the best reinforcements in the game, in my opinion. So you're going to see we're going to go over and max out the reinforcement skill as well. At max level, this gives a bunch of health and protection back when he comes in, and it also clears all the debuffs from allied ships. So it's a really good ship to bring in on reinforcement. We want it. We built it. Now we've got the requirements met with 6 6-star ships, and we can come in here and play this matchup. In this case, I've got Sunfac in as one of the starting 3, and I've got the Spy back as the reinforcement. I do tend to take a different ship in with the Geos. I don't usually start with all 3 on the table. I like Sunfac as a reinforcement a lot because it allows you to stun a character when he comes in, and it allows you to stun a second character with his skill right away. So you could take 2 characters and put them on lockdown with 1 reinforcement. So that, for me, is a really good reinforcement ability, and it's the reason why a lot of times you'll see me with this TIE Silencer in the starting 3 and the Sunfac held in reserve just for that stun ability that he can do. Now, they take out one of my Geos here, and I thought, at this point, I'm thinking that I'm not going to be able to 3-star this event, right? You want to get it 3-starred so that you can sim it. So we lost a ship, but here at the end you can see we still got 3 stars. So that's okay, and we're done forever. We never have to play that battle again. We can sim it for the rest of our lives. And you see we did pull those 2 Fleet Omega materials out of there right away. So that's good. We've got it unlocked. We're satisfied with that. Over here on characters, we've got a bunch of gear built up. We could do the Geo Brood Alpha, which is tempting, but I really want to take the Spy to Relic level. It helps the Geos. It helps, a defensive team in my arena. It'll help the ships, the fleet, a lot to get Spy to Relic level. So he's just, for me, it's a decent character to Relic anyway, and I want to do it for the fleet as much or more than I want to do it for the character. We have some other stuff down here that's got enough gear to tier up, but we're kind of trying to figure out what the best option is. And in the end, we decided to go with Tarkin. He would need stun cuffs to upgrade again. I don't have extra stun cuffs lying around, so 1 gear upgrade for him. And then Count Dooku has kind of been, pushed aside for a long time. I think he's been at the same level and same gear tier probably since about level 71. So this is an opportunity for us to commit to him, give him another gear tier. And now he's sharing gear that we want on some of the other characters. So I didn't put him up another gear tier just because that would, potentially limit our ability to get Anakin to his next gear tier. So we got some promotions. We had the credit heist over the last week, so I pulled an extra 5 million credits from the credit heist. So we've got a lot of credits to work with this week compared to prior weeks. So that's a good opportunity for us to do these 1 million credit upgrades on characters where we've got enough for 7 stars. So we get those characters all worked up. Then, we've still got some touch-ups to do. We still got a good chunk of money. And for this week, I really spent quite a lot of time and money on mods. So there was opportunity for me to clean up the mod inventory a little bit. And you can see we need stun cuffs in a lot of places. So within a few weeks, we're going to end up farming stun cuffs again. Now this gold gear is available out of the shops here in Conquest now. So I can come in and buy enough of these multi-tool. I need 30 of them to Relic the Spy. And I can just buy, we're up to 33, but I can buy those, get those finished out. This bayonet is on a node that I like to farm. So I can buy a few of those, buy 5 of those, and spend my currency out of Conquest. But I feel pretty good about that. And we've got this med pack. The gold part is built, and these purple parts, remember, we're buying those from the shard shop. So given enough time, we'll get those out of the shard shop. But and these parts, these gold parts over here, are coming from the fleet energy. So this is why we need to prioritize fleet energy, because we've got quite a bit of stuff over here that we need to buy or to farm for fleets. So this stuff we've farmed up over the months, and here we've got almost all the chirotechs that we need already for the injector as well. So we're in pretty good shape on the spy. It doesn't show any green pluses right now, but all of that gear is pretty close to being where it needs to be. I'm also limited on this, so I will have to farm both of those parts for several characters. And then I do need more of these hollow projectors. So next week is pretty straightforward because I'm working on relics, but once I get done with the relics, we're going to have, a couple pieces of bottleneck gear that we're going to have to figure out and really focus down on what we need and keep farming that. Go back to farming stun cuffs, it looks like. A lot of mod work going on, like I said. And here we hit an 8-speed mod. That's pretty good. And then, working on a bunch of stuff again. Here we get an interesting one. We've got a gold mod with potency that's an offense mod. We hit speed. We hit speed again. So this is our first mod over 10 speed for the week. Like I tell you guys, anytime you get a mod over 10 speed, that's good stuff. So here's our first one, 13 speed on that mod. And then we go back to sorting, selling, trying to figure out where we're getting any good mods. And not too long, doesn't take too long, and we get another good one going. This one gets 8 speed, then gets an upgrade again to 11. Those 3-speed upgrades are kind of heartbreakers because, that easily could have been a 5, and we could have been at 13, and it would have been a lot better mod. But hey, we'll take any speed upgrade that we can get. So then here we just get another a crit damage mod with a health mod. And this mod you'll actually see again later. I do work on remodding my Geo Brute Alpha, and I end up using that mod on my Geo Brute Alpha. So here we get another 11-speed mod. So we're doing pretty good for the week. And remember, on these triangles, you have to be a little less picky because you get less of them from farming. So a decent triangle is you definitely want to keep it because you don't see nearly as many of them as you do the circle, the square, and the diamond. So, like I said, a lot of time spent on mods, and this is sped up a lot, but it was really a long time. And I was also going through selling mods. This is the first time that I've gone through and taken some of the mods that were already at level 9 or level 12 and just saying, okay, well, I've gotten enough better mods that I really don't need that mod. So here we've got a mod that we slice a couple times and we do manage to get a speed upgrade. And that was on Vader. So Vader just got 4 more speed. So that's good. That's fun. Now we're looking for mods, even if whether they're attached or unattached. When we're slicing mods, we want to try to find mods that are good enough that we don't mind putting the 6th dot on the mod and potentially slicing them up from there. So we want to pick the mods with the very best stats to level up and try to hit the slicing upgrade for speed. So we had luck with one mod there, but not much luck with the rest of the slicing. Bastilishan, we've had her kind of in a mediocre position for a while now. Again, since we had the credit heist and I'm done with mods and I still have money left over, that gives me the opportunity to come in here, make some touch-ups on characters like Bastila, figure out what skills that I want to give them, and her skills are still at level 5, so we can make some improvements on them. And she does have some good some skills that are pretty good with the Omega, so we're gonna add some skills to Bastila and make her more effective for the Jedi team. Give our buff duration +1, and then we'll just take a couple upgrades on the basic. So now Bastila is going to be a little more of a threat. Feels good to finally get some of this stuff finished out. Kylo Ren unmasked. Again, we've got some spare cash, so let's take him up to 85. And then I think we're going to level up another character. So we've had Poggle here at 7 stars. We're eventually going to have to get him to 85. We're investing a little bit more in our Geo team here. So that's good. Spent all my money. And this was, the day before the video. So I did do some final touch-ups on the account after this. And we'll show you those in a second. So in terms of ships, we do have a little bit of ship currency left over, and it's tempting to level up this Ahsoka ship, but in the end I decided to invest that in Tarkin as a capital ship. And we do want to flip between Tarkin and Home 1 as our main capital ship at some point. But for now, in order to keep placing well in the fleet arena every day, we've got to keep going with Tarkin and with his ship, and we got to keep making that better so that we can get those rewards. So we do want to switch over, and we don't want to spend all of our prestige and then not have anything saved up to work on Home 1. But that's the balance that we've got to strike. We've got to figure out how much we're going to invest in these abilities on Executrix. And it takes me a while. I mean, I'm sitting here looking at it for a while before I finally decide to commit those 60 resources to leveling that ability up. And in the end, I just can't give up 40 more prestige for any of those other abilities. So we're just going to leave it at that. Getting his ultimate ability leveled up would be nice, but there's so few games that get to the point where you use it that it's not, it's a skill that you may never click in most battles. So the Spy, we really want to get his passive to level 8, but for now we just take his take his basic skill up to 7. And now you get to look at 2 of me, because I recorded this video and I didn't realize that I still had the camera on from my live stream. Usually I don't put myself in with the videos, but here I did. And unfortunately, you know, I've did some things like leveling up and putting a star on Grandmaster Yoda, and you don't get to go back and do that a second time. So I pretty much had to show it with my face on the screen. And it's funny watching the playback of the video. Like, I don't move. You can see my eyes move, but otherwise it looks like a picture. I'm just sitting there rocking out to some Billie Eilish and trying to figure out what to do with this account. So anyway, you get double vision for this video. Sorry about that, guys. So with the Geo Brood Alpha, we're stuck on that piece with the comm links, and we're stuck on a couple other characters with those comm links too. So we do have to eventually spend some fleet resources farming comm links. Here I want to just make my Geo Brood Alpha faster. I want to use some of these mods that I've been building up over in inventory. Here we got a 13 speed mod. We slice it, we hit, we get 17. So mixed success this week. I had quite a few slicing attempts, and I think we got 2 of them that hit speed, so that's good. So we're going to assign another speed mod here, keep improving the speed. Here we've got one that's 14 speed, so we're going to go ahead and assign that and upgrade that. And I've got that health triangle that I worked on, so I'm looking at these health diamonds. I can put one of them on and put that health triangle on here and be in pretty good shape. So we're going to slice that a couple times, and we're going to hit flat defense both times. That's a make me sad mod right there. We've got an 11 speed mod here, but I want the crit damage off the main stat here. So we're going to go ahead and upgrade that and see what happens. And we hit speed, and it goes to 12 speed. So we don't have enough slicing materials to keep going, but that turned out to be a really good mod. Now we need a speed arrow back up top. We want things with health and potency and protection for the Brood Alpha. Hit that with a couple slices. We do hit more potency, so that's nice. So we dropped our protection, gained a little bit of health, gained about 30 speed, went from 207 to 237. So we'll lock those mods in with a much faster Brood Alpha. That feels pretty good. Then it's very tempting to take that Grand Moff Tarkin up another gear tier before I lock in on the Grand Arena for the week. So I'm thinking about it, but he shares some gear that Anakin also needs, or one of my other characters needs. So I kind of don't want to level him up and waste that gear and then not be able to level up a better character. So I've been stuck on the last hard node in fleet on level 4 hard. So with the upgrade to gear 12 for my Geo Spy, I thought maybe I would go back and try to take that node on. And you can see here we're doing pretty well. Bring in the reinforcement. Take out this ship. You see we got the double stun. I really like that with Sunfac, getting a stun and then another stun. Stuns prevent dodges, so we like that. All right, so then we're just going to work on bigs here. I think we get our big ability back up, the mass assist, take him out, and then finish it off. Victory, 3 stars, level 4 hard and fleets finished. So that was enough. I'm stuck on 5D on normal. So I go in here with my improved fleet to try to see if I can get past this node. And you can see very quickly, like one hit and my TIE silencer is almost dead. This grouping hits incredibly hard. All right, so we're just going to try to take out this shuttle with the assist. Soldier goes, we get it done. He brings in Vader. So we're going to stun and work on Vader and finish him off here in a second. But you see that retaliation. So when Sunfac comes in, he gets that retaliation up under the Moff Gideon lead and he gets the strike back. But the damage they do is just crazy, and they clear my whole fleet. So it's not much chance of getting 3 stars on that one. Heck, there's not even much of a chance of finishing it for me. So I don't really want to do it if I can just win, because that doesn't help me too much. I need to be able to 3-star it. Right now we're holding on to that Hound's Tooth. So I think once we get that Hound's Tooth up and running, then I'll be able to hopefully hold off their damage and be able to close out those fleet nodes. All right, so we're at almost 750,000 galactic power now. We're at like 745. The target for fleet was 330,000, and it's currently 329, so we're close, and we'll go over the target if we put the Relic on Spy. So I hadn't really thought about getting Plo all leveled up and started, but with his ship added to the roster, then that took my fleet power up to the target. So I don't mind if I go over because of the Spy. That's fine by me. But we won't work on any other ships until after we lock into Grand Arena 10 here in a couple weeks. We did unlock the Tier 4 fleet challenges for the Omegas, so that's good. And we'll just continue to manage our galactic power for characters. Stay away from the ships for now. All right. I am farming more hard nodes than I normally like to farm. I usually like to do 2 hard nodes and save the rest for gearing up. But both Queel and Piet are single shard farms. And for anybody who doesn't know, a single shard farm to 330 shards is about 5 to 6 months worth of farming if you're not refreshing the nodes, which I don't do. So if I'm going to take 5 months to farm these guys, I got to get on it now and stay on it and just keep farming them. So I'm committed to that. And then we've got Bosk and Django. Of course, Bosk for the Hound's Tooth, and then the Hound's Tooth ship itself is on Django's node. So those are the 4 hard nodes I'm working on now. I was working on Range Trooper, but when I started Conquest, it reminded me of how important Gideon can be for that trooper team and how much he adds in some of the higher level fights. So I think he's really the best 5th trooper to put on my team. So he comes out of the Cantina. I'll be able to build him. So I'm going to switch back to farming Django instead of that range trooper. And then beyond that, we'll farm the Injector Head. I think I'll get that farmed up midweek and then switch back to Carbantes. And then as you can see, we got a lot of stun cuffs we need. So probably, within the next couple weeks, we'll be back to farming stun cuffs. On fleet energy, we're doing Anakin ship, Bastila. I am doing Grief sometimes, but mostly we're going to spend that energy on Spy Relic. Relic materials for the Spy. In the Cantina, we've got to farm signal data. We're going to try to farm enough signal data for Relic 3. I don't have a lot of the Mark 3 hollow projectors that I could sacrifice to get Relic 5, so I'm kind of stuck on that for right now. That's okay. I'll just try to put him up to Relic 3 and get him going. And if I get enough signal data to do that, then I'll start getting some of those Gideon shards I was talking about. With mod energy, what I'm doing right now is 2 days a week I'm focusing on slicing materials, and then the rest of the time, again, just getting more mods. For the energy refreshes, you can see that for the next week or two, I'm going to spend a lot of energy on fleet and regular energy. And I may not even get my mod refreshes for a little while, but I really want to get that Spy to Relic within the next 2 weeks. So if I have to give up a few mod refreshes for that, I'm pretty comfortable with my mod inventory right now, so I'm okay taking that down just for now. And then once I get the Relic materials underway, I'll go back to doing refreshes on mod energy. And then we just got to keep flexing on that shard store. Right now, I counted up, I need 18 purchases out of that store at 4 each in order to Relic this character. And that'll probably take more than a week to see the right gear in that shard shop. But I'm definitely going to keep converting a bunch of my Cantina currency to shard shop currency, the squad and Galactic War Store stuff to feed that over and make sure that I can get those parts for my Relic. Last public service announcement, farm your mods. Remember, I've said this before, I'll say it again. Every single Relic 7 Vader is exactly the same until you put mods on it. Mods are what makes your characters better than your opponent's characters. And if you want to win a lot more matches, whether it be Squad Arena or Grand Arena or Conquest, having good mods is really one of the core things that you need to do in the game. So whether or not you like farming mods, get in there, get busy, farm your mods. Please, if you haven't already, destroy that like button. Share this video with other people who might like to see this kind of content too. And join us over on that Discord. You know, we've got a good community growing over there. I came home from work today. There were 426 unread messages in the general chat. And, you know, people are talking about all kinds of stuff and helping each other out, giving advice. And it's a fun community. So come on over there and join us. And I'll see you in the next Holocron.